Hi all, Aditya here from J8 Softtech. In this session, we are going to exclusively discuss about the document splitting, which is a new concept which we have. It's been introduced in the latest version of SAP, which wasn't there in the previous version. So let's look ahead about the significance of document splitting, because understanding this concept is very important for us to go ahead with the customization and configurations. Without document splitting in the new GL concept, you will not be able to create a account, or you will not be able to post any documents. Okay, so this is something which is a mandatory step which we have to perform after the basic configurations of company code creation, chart of accounts, and assigning company code to chart of accounts, all these steps. Okay, all these steps have to be finished, and then at the end we have to do the document splitting. So we need to understand in clear what exactly is document splitting. Document splitting is a function of new general ledger accounting. You can use document splitting to automatically split line items to items for selected dimensions, such as receivable lines by profit center. So what are we doing is we are segregating the accounts based on a particular criteria, and we will be able to generate reports at that particular criteria. Here the criteria is profit center. Okay, I want only accounts receivable, or receivables. Okay, I want to categorize all the accounts based on receivables, then I can do that. Okay, so if the document splitting is there, so document splitting enables you to draw up complete financial statements for the following dimensions at any time: segments, profit centers, business areas, funds, receivables, customer defined dimensions such as customer fields and all. You can for example create a segment display of a partial balance sheet according to the set of legal requirements. For example, IAS and US GAAP are according to the areas of responsibility. For example, see, certain regulatory bodies need only a certain data. For example, regulatory bodies who want to give the access to permission for manufacturing plants need to have only the information about the financial transactions happening at the plant level, manufacturing level. They are not bothered about how much you are spending it for the investments, okay, or how much you are spending it for the greenery of the company, or how much you are spending for the welfare of the company, or future investments. Future investments that you are planning is no way concerned to the regulatory body who are actually giving the permission for your manufacturing plant to run. Okay, so we can basically segregate the data according to a particular criteria, segregate the accounts according to the particular data, and then we will go ahead with that. So here we have classification of business transactions for document splitting, document type, and document splitting method. So here we have business transaction variance. We have item category for processing. So document splitting rule. So we'll write a document splitting rule. According to that, it will segregate the data. So we have transfer of postings from application components, account interface. So the document is split, and then after this document split, you can see the data, and you can see the accounts in a different categories. Okay, so here we are taking an example here. A vendor invoice is entered with the following items. Okay, so where do we create a vendor invoice? F-43. Okay, so here we have a vendor invoice during entry. So we are entering these things while entry, and then after the document splitting was applied, so it is going to segregate. Like for example, this is like 40 and 60. These are the things that we have, and we have now in this document 1 and 2, basically the payment to the vendor. Okay, these two are the different expenses here. Okay, so here 40 and 60 is there, and here we are paying both the amounts at a time, 100. Okay, but after the document is split, you are going to get the segment level reporting. Segment level reporting means basically this 001 expense is for say one department, and 002 requirement is for another department, or we can have two plants. Maybe one plant manufacturing we have 01, the segment level, and another plant we have a segment 2. Okay, so what happens here is we are making single payment of 100, and we have entered that in the vendor invoice. But if you see at the GL level, after splitting, how is it going to look? For 40, it is going to give the 40. So payables, see expenses, according to the expenses, it has split the payables. That 100 has become 40 and 60. So it has segregated the 100 rupees into 40 and 60 because those belongs to two different segments. This is what is the concept. You got it? You got this. So now the same thing we are going to do for the payments also. So the payment also we are doing payments. Okay, this is the payment and payment. Okay, so here we have 001 category, 002 category. Okay, so according to the 001, 002, basically this we are not segregating according to any segments. We are just doing the payments. Okay, we are doing the making the payments. Now what happens here is bank 01 38 and then we have this is a different concept actually. So this concept is clear, right? This example is clear for you, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and do it in the system now. So to do that in the system, we need to come to the SPRO, SAP IMG reference, and in this we'll have something called financial accounting new. Another financial accounting new, we need to have something called general ledger accounting. General ledger accounting, we have business transactions. In this document splitting, in this classify GL accounts for documents. Now here we are going to segregate the data or segregate the account numbers. So what are all the account numbers that we are going to use is what we are going to understand here. So these are the different accounts. So what I'm going to do is, let's go ahead and check in OBD4 transaction. So in the OBD4 transaction, we have something called position VPRO. So in the VPRO, we have all these things: advance from customer, cash and balances, current liabilities, depreciation, fixed assets, and all these things. We have sundry liabilities, sundry debtors, salaries. Okay, these are the things that we have. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to have this 1 to 1 lakh is what we have the balance sheet account. 1 lakh 1 to 2 lakhs is expenses, and 2 lakhs to 3 lakhs is revenue. So this is how we are categorizing. So let's say all these accounts should come under these ranges. So from 1 to 3, what do you mean to say, 30,000. Okay, this is all 30,000, right? So when I say 30,000, this is a category actually, sorry. Yeah, this is a category. So these are the values that we have. So according to this range only, it will accept the these number ranges. If you are giving a number range which comes out of this, for example, you have sundry debitors. I have created sundry debitors purposefully with an account numbers which are out of this range. Okay, so we will not be able to create postings properly with this with these account numbers, because it is not covered under the document splitting in the in the new GL concept. Okay, so we have segregated in that way, and here even the categories also will be, if there will be different categories as we discussed in the theory part. We'll have different categories. According to this categories, we should be keeping all these values under some category. So 1000 is for balance sheet account, 1001 is for zero balance postings, 1100 is company code clearing on all these things. So vendor. So we have taken now expense, revenue, and balance sheet account. Balance sheet account, expenses, and revenues. These are the three things that we have discussed right now. We have maintained here. So we can maintain for other account numbers also. Okay, so this is a very important concept, and for this we also have to create the segment. And remember, for segment creation and for GL account, there is no specific transaction code as of now. We need to go through path itself. So we need to remember the path.